Hello, my name is Bobby Jones, and I'd like to welcome you to On Call Capital. As a former nurse anesthetist, I know what it's like to pull long hours and extra shifts. I've worked in steady W-2 positions, and I've also worked in the feast or famine world of 1099s. When some of my 1099 work dried up, I lowered my salary and depended on emergency funds to help out. And while I had done the respectable thing in socking away much of my earnings to retirement funds for the future, those funds weren't working to provide me with income anytime soon. I started looking for ways to produce income outside of my anesthesia career. So my wife and I decided to start in real estate. Like many folks, we purchased a single family home. And while it's producing income now, it took a while before we started seeing profits. Initially, we were interested in building a single family rental portfolio of about 20 to 30 properties, but we quickly became concerned about scalability. I mean, the bank was a pain in the rear the first time around. What would things look like when we got to our eighth or ninth property? I started to wonder if there was a better way. And that wondering led me to apartment syndications and the world of alternative investing. The idea intrigued me. We can invest in the company that does all of the heavy lifting, collect monthly or quarterly distributions, lower our income through the tax benefits of real estate investing, and participate in the upside when the property was sold. It all sounded too good to be true, but we ended up looking over many offerings and finally decided to pull the trigger. The process couldn't have been easier. No banks to worry about, just wiring the funds over and a small amount of paperwork to sign. 3 months later, we were collecting our first distributions, and we just couldn't believe how smooth everything was. So we decided to invest again and again and again. All total, we are invested in 6 apartment offerings in 4 states across the US, and they're all producing passive income for us on a monthly or quarterly basis. This led me to think there are so many CRNAs out there who have no clue about this. We're largely told just to plow money into our IRAs and 401ks, leading many to work until their 60s and 70s on other people's terms. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can create a lifestyle that fits how you want to live, not how a job forces you to live. The real question at that point was, how could I share this information with other CRNAs and healthcare professionals while also guiding them to the best investments? That's when I decided to create On Call Capital, a company with a focus on apartment and alternative investing education for healthcare professionals. Over 1,000 CRNAs have signed up for my free educational email series in the past year. I'm also busy creating educational content for YouTube and through my upcoming venture, the Plan B CRNA podcast. I've been also creating relationships with some of the best apartment operators across the country with one thing in mind, giving you access to the best apartment investments out there. So welcome to On Call Capital. I hope you enjoy the education and stick around for the offerings.